Matrix and Roadshow fans, we are back with another video. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, support us by becoming a channel member if you're watching on YouTube, because the member live stream is every single Friday. Now, normally when me and Rhodes actually record these videos, we know the topic. In this case, I know the topic.
Right.
Rhodes does not know the topic. We were actually going to talk about Robert England doing his, he actually got into the, what did he
got
call
a
it?
Walk of Fame.
Walk of Fame, yeah.
Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is long overdue, by the way. I mean,
he should have been there decades ago.
I can't imagine the guy played one of the three most iconic horror figures.
Freddy Krueger. Yeah.
It's Michael, Jason, and Freddy in no particular order. It's those three.
Yep. But I wanted to see Rhodes' reaction when I actually tell him. I'm not even really going to tell him what it is. I want to see his reaction to this.
Okay.
Because I think Rhodes is going to be kind of stunned and heartbroken at the same time.
Oh no! What's going on?
Yeah.
Now you're making me a little nervous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rhodes, I know who your favorite actor of all time is. Who is it?
It's Harrison Ford. I know he's not dead, or it would be.
No, he's not dead. He's not dead.
Okay.
All-time great actor, Indiana Jones, even though Dial of Destiny sucked.
Yeah.
Han Solo, man.
I've got
Air Force One.
A lot of,
Witness, iconic.
Jack Ryan. Yeah, Clear and Present Danger.
Jack Ryan.
Patriot Games.
Yep. A lot of respect for him. Hard to believe he's 83 years old, man.
He was good in Witness. I mean, let's not forget Witness.
I mentioned Witness.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. We know that Harrison Ford, to me, I really heard him talk much politics at all.
We just talked about how the only thing he had really gotten into was like climate change. That's about the most we had really seen out of him.
That's about it. And it's kind of hypocritical because not only is he Han Solo, he's an actual pilot too as well.
I know
he's flying around in
aircraft. Crashed a plane. He crashed a plane, by the way.
So
remember?
He's quote unquote polluting the climate like crazy, right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what now? He is now officially entered Mark Hamill territory.
Oh, no.
He's Trump deranged now.
No.
Yeah. Right here.
Oh.
Harrison Ford rips Trump. I don't know a greater criminal in history. Now, Rhodes.
Yeah.
I want to give some context right here, though.
Okay.
He's not going at Trump for like the Mark Hamill stuff. You mentioned climate change.
Yeah.
This is why he's going after him.
Huh?
Now we just talked about Bill Gates backtracking on his climate crusade. Said, the world's not going to end. We're wrong.
Yeah.
Not Harrison Ford.
Yeah, supposedly Florida was going to drop off the face of the planet like 5 years ago or something.
Yeah. Rhodes, where does Barack Hussein Obama have a home at?
He's up there around, isn't he up around
Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah,
the
Martha's
coast.
Vineyard. Yeah.
All these lefties, man, screaming about the climate, they're buying beachfront property. And a lot of these lefties also live LA, coastal California.
Sure.
They're not worried about the Pacific plate, crumbling into the Pacific, right?
Oh, they all jump on these private jets and everything. I mean, it's the epitome of hypocrisy when it comes to all this climate change crap.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
God.
Now, this year guy, Harrison Ford, I love him as an actor. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
But look here. Actor Harrison Ford on Friday blasted President Trump over his lack of policies towards combating climate change, suggesting that the president has whims instead. Quote, "It scares the shit out of me," Ford told The Guardian. "The ignorance, the hubris, the lies, the perfidy. Trump knows better, but he's an instrument of the status quo, and he's making money hand over fist while the world goes to hell in a handbasket. It's unbelievable that they're at it. I don't know of a greater criminal in history. Ford said he hoped Trump's drill baby drill focus will not win, and added that the president is losing ground because everything he says is a lie. Quote, I'm confident we can mitigate against climate change, that we can buy time to change behaviors, to create new technologies, to concentrate more fully on implementation of those policies for continued. But we have to develop the political will and intellectual sophistication to realize that we human beings are capable of change. We're incredibly adaptive. We are incredibly inventive. If we concentrate on the problem, we can fix it most times. Rhodes.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Harrison Ford have a conversation with old Xi Jinping of China and India? The biggest polluters on the planet, right?
Absolutely. He's not saying much about them, is he?
Yeah.
Not saying much about them. That's hilarious. And by the way, the pompousness of the intellectual sophistication. These sons of bitches all think they're smarter than everybody else. All these Hollywood people, they think they're smarter than the everyday person because they've gotten in front of a freaking camera and played a pretend persona.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, that doesn't make you fucking Albert Einstein, okay? It doesn't. I mean, there I go. There's the F-bomb. I mean, come on. It's pompous hypocrisy. I mean, again, he flies his own planes talking about climate change. It's hilarious. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, it's also not surprising. This is not surprising. And going to the heights of the greatest criminal in history. Oh man. I mean,
John Kerry's the same way. Remember, he was Biden's climate czar, right?
Yeah.
Or Obama's climate czar, whatever. Yeah.
He was flying all over the place in private jets.
All over the place in private jets.
All over the place.
Polluting the planet, right?
Yeah, I think Taylor Swift's another one, by the way, who's like all up in climate change. She's going everywhere on private jets.
Yeah.
That's all she does.
And guess what? We live in Texas. We can tell people firsthand what happened during Snowmageddon. What was this, 2021 over here? Not what happened last year.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, in Red Texas, we have some of these quote unquote Green New Deal things over here.
Sure.
And guess what? It completely backfired when I believe 17 Texans froze to death. Why? Because we were actually relying on wind and solar, and it backfired.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm about the solar. You know that.
Yeah.
But not for. It's because I'm trying to beat the utility bills. That's my situation.
Yeah, and people have different reasons why they want solar.
And I mean, look, eventually I want to be self-sustaining off the grid. I think a lot of people ought to have that goal in the times we live in, frankly. But you have to understand it takes a certain investment. All right. And you have to, for one person, I can tell you right now, I have probably 30 solar panels, and without me cutting power in some area, I do not have enough power with 30 panels.
Well, also, here's another problem.
But I know that
the sun doesn't shine all the time.
No, of course it don't. Yeah.
The wind doesn't blow all the time.
Well, wind is a joke anyway. That's one that, dude, you could go on YouTube and see all these guys testing out these wind turbines. They blow. They're terrible. I mean, it's crazy. They don't got 400-watt wind turbine. You're lucky to get 20 watts out of the SOB. I mean, honestly,
yeah.
that's it's goofy. It's good. And when you're talking about, here's the major thing when it comes to that. You know, they got those solar panels and everything out there. And for somebody like me that knows if I go to solar, I've got to do what? I've got to have probably wood stove, something like that that provides heating.
Yeah.
When you used to try to run, can you imagine trying to run electric heaters off of solar?
Yeah.
Dude, my whole system would be dead in like 5 hours, probably 6 hours. It could be dead that quick.
See, the good thing for me, when we had Hurricane Beryl hit, my electricity was down for only like a day and a half, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually have a gas stove. And, you know, the left hates gas stoves now all of a sudden. I was still able to cook.
Yeah.
Because you don't need electricity to cook food when you have a gas stove.
And that's good. You know, that makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. Yeah, I mean, the individual person trying to go off grid, you know, there's certain things you just can't do. You can't run electric heaters. You got to have like wood stove or something like that. You prefer your stoves ought to be run off gas, something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Plus,
I have a Blackstone, man. The Blackstone's a lifesaver. I use that thing almost every day.
You know, I had a feeling it was about Harrison Ford. Does this surprise me? Not in the least. Not in the least. And which is kind of odd because, and don't you always find it strange when these guys that carried such an alpha male persona end up coming across as such betas? Like Harrison.
Yeah.
Like Harrison. I mean, the one thing we know, look, Harrison Ford and Clint Eastwood have been in very similar kind of movies throughout the year. There's no confusion that Clint Eastwood's an alpha.
And they're both all-time great actors.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And Harrison Ford is a smart ass enough to if he wanted to support Trump or somebody like that, he would do it. I believe that. That's just his attitude. And which makes me even sadder, you know. Mark Hamill,
Mark Hamill, he's in a league of his own.
Particularly manly anyway. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. Outside of a couple of Star Wars movies where he finally grew some nuts in there. I mean, he was kind of whiny in A New Hope, let's be real. But
yeah, I
mean, he hasn't played a lot of these alpha male. I mean, Harrison Ford was just in 1923 playing
that's a good show.
A grizzly old Wyoming rancher. Like the grandfather of Kevin Costner's character in Yellowstone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It turned out to be a really good show. The ending is fucked up, but it was a good show. Yeah. The ending had a lot of people going, really? Wow. You were talking about Superman ending sad. Shit.
I tell you, did you actually finish Superman?
No, don't ruin it.
You haven't finished yet? Okay.
No.
Right. But I'll say this though, man. I don't believe any of these people believe in the climate grift. I don't believe they believe in that stuff because guess what? All it does is actually make the rich richer because they get these basically they'll get these subsidies and guess what? It changes nothing. Kind of like the homeless thing in California. You notice California spent billions upon billions of dollars to fight homelessness. And yet they've made it worse. Why? Because they actually fix the problem. Then the money's going to stop. That's all it is.
Well,
it's a money grift.
Well, for a lot of these folks, it's look, I'll go out there and I'll run my mouth, but don't expect me to make any changes. Don't expect me to make any changes. No. Oh, wait, hold on. You want me to give up what? No, I'm much above that.
And let's be real.
I'm in a very minute section of, well, wait a minute. You're talking about it is a grift. Yeah. It's a joke. Yeah.
You want to know what we can actually do to quote unquote stop climate change? You want to know?
What?
Nothing. Nothing.
It's kind of
Zero.
yeah.
Think of this, Rhodes. When did they say was the last ice age? About 10,000 years ago or so?
Something like that. Yeah.
What did man have to do with that? Nothing. It just happened.
Mm-mm.
And guess what?
Mm-mm.
Man still survived.
Yep. Yep.
Nothing you could do about it. And a lot of these climate grifters, they giving up the game.
Well, and there's also, you know, we talk about these solar farms and stuff. There is, I believe there's something sinister behind. Those are owned by a lot of companies I'm not quite sure that the U.S. ought to be in business with, if you know what I mean. Foreign entities, people get lying in their pockets. Because, I mean, if this, it makes a lot of, if somebody wants to go out and create these solar farms, it makes some sense to a certain extent. But is it being done for the real reasons? And I could have told them, you know, however much solar and wind they thought they had, it wasn't going to be enough. Not for Texas. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
No way. When I found out they were relying on that, I just cringed. I was like, oh, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. You're not ready for that sort of thing.
Yeah. You remember, what was it? A couple of summers ago, man, it was insanely hot in Texas because of that, what do they call it? La Nina, whatever. How many straight 100-degree days we had? And it was like, it felt like 120. It was insane.
Yeah.
But guess what? We haven't come close to that again.
Mm-mm.
And what happened last winter?
We had a really mild summer, by the way.
Yeah, we had a mild summer.
Yeah.
But what happened in January? It snowed a lot here. Newsflash, it's Texas. We get really hot and we get really cold. I'm talking about 20s. Roads gets in the, what you get like in the single digits sometime, right?
Oh, well, when we had Snowmageddon, we got down to -3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was the coldest I ever seen it.
Pretty much in Houston. We're in the 20s every winter. Now we hit in the 20s. Every single winter, it seems like we get in the 20s.
You actually got snow last year, and I didn't.
Yeah. We got a ton of snow.
South of me. Yeah.
We got a ton of snow over here.
Yeah. One of the YouTube channels I watched, That Louisiana Life, which was down, they were like down on the coast showing a ton of snow.
Yeah.
Down there, you know?
I remember 2005 when Hurricane Rita and Hurricane Katrina hit. 2 massive storms hit. They said, oh, it's the climate. Guess what? We've never had 2 hurricanes like that again. Now, Harvey was a bit different because Harvey wasn't a windstorm. It was a super big rainmaker.
Right.
In 2017.
Right. And
it did the weirdest thing too.
That's the one that wounded back around and came back through.
Right.
Didn't it? Yeah.
Right. And it was just like a biblical flood. We
got a bunch of rain off of that, actually. Yeah.
And that was so rare, and we never had anything like that since then. Beryl that hit last year, Category 1 hurricane. It was nothing. Now, people got their power knocked out. Some people for like 2 weeks. That was a problem, but the actual storm itself, Cat 1.
Yeah.
I stayed in my home. I didn't even leave. Like nobody left, really. So.
Yeah, once again, this is just a case of Hollywood actor believes they're smarter than everybody else.
Yeah.
Let me lecture you.
Yeah.
And I get to take a shot at Trump on top of it, which is it helps me when I try to get into parties.
Yeah.
I mean,
Eventually, leftists are going to learn that hurricanes actually hit during hurricane season. Eventually, they're going to learn that.
Yeah.
And it's not climate change. If you would ask anybody on the Gulf Coast, Houston area, Louisiana, oh, yeah, we get hurricanes here. That's not a surprise. I mean, you literally have a university in Florida called the Miami Hurricanes. Just saying. So
And you can choose whether or not you want to live in these areas, by the way.
yeah. Yeah.
Like, I've thought about moving down on the coast, and then I'm like, hurricanes, I don't know. Makes me think twice about it anyway.
Yeah. 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 Anything Ghost Roads? But wrap it up.
Negative Ghost Rider. Pattern's full.
Well, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and peace. We're out.
Till next time.